I'm not bothered about fitting into a scene or certain, I don't know, it feels like more of a limitation to me than a freedom. Yeah, I think working men's club's a project, and it consists of more than just kind of me writing the tunes. There's more to it than that, and you know, presenting it in a live situation is different to how it's presented on the record, and there's lots of different things that make up kind of the infrastructure of what people see on the outside, you know, and I wouldn't discredit anybody involved. I think it's made up of more than just me, but they're my songs. For me, rock and roll's about, it feels weird saying this, but it's kind of, there's an art to not giving a shit about what people think, you know, and that's definitely something that resides in when we get in the studio. Well, we aren't a Manchester band because we're not from Manchester. I'm from Todmorden, and that's where I've written the records and then go and re-record the records in Sheffield. So it's not really, there's not much truth to that statement, to be fair. You know, I made both of these records in Sheffield, and I don't live there, but I've kind of built up kind of a relationship with that place and people there and people that have been involved in the history of that scene. So I think it is kind of, the thing about Sheffield is it keeps itself to itself, so it's quite a modest place. It doesn't look elsewhere and try and I don't think, you know, blow its own trumpet particularly. It kind of just it keeps itself to itself. This looming temptation, charisma laden, when we talk of the times. I think for this album, the main influence was more the instruments that I had around me, as opposed to a specific collection of records. I was kind of more inspired by a few bits of gear I'd managed to pick up. Just kind of electronic equipment, so kind of slightly broken bits of vintage synthesizers and drum machines, and playing more with samplers. The way I go about using lots of different things together doesn't always work. In fact, it kind of, a lot of the time it doesn't work. There's pleasure in naivety as well, and having a naive approach to music making, and just doing stuff instinctively and not necessarily having a plan. There's a record as a palette of different colours and different moods and alterations within the sound, and the kind of it's more dynamic when there's contrast, because you're hearing different sides of the artist and of their mind, I think. So I think juxtaposition and contrast is kind of fundamental in when you're presenting more than one song, and it's fundamental in just one song as well. You know, that's what dynamics are, really. All the time it's just running around my soul. All the time it's just running around my soul. All the time it's just running around my soul. You gotta give it, gotta take it, gotta break it, gotta make it. All the time it's just running around my soul. All the time it's just running around my soul. I hope that with Working Men's Club I've managed to find my own style. I mean, I think it's an ever-evolving thing. I mean, this is the second record now. I'm not trying to repeat myself too much. I'm just trying to create the right environment for the song. I'm not bothered about fitting into a scene or a certain, I don't know, it feels like more of a limitation to me than a freedom. I'm not dismissing it, I just prefer to be part of my own thing and just live in my own kind of bubble when it comes to making music. The ambition when I make music is I do it for pleasure and to try and better what I've done before. But I just want to have the infrastructure to keep making music for a very long time. That's all in the future at the minute, so I can dream as much as I like, but making it a reality is a different thing, so I'm kind of just taking it one step at a time.